Hey there, guys and gals. Welcome. Oh gosh, Lord have mercy. I wouldn't make a movie star. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. I've got some things around here I need to take care of. As you can tell, my garage is still a mess. And excuse this, I just bought this new camera tripod thingy that follows me around. Check this out. Ain't that something? I can dance the jig, and it follows me all around, doing moonwalk. You can't see that, but anyway. I got one thing back here I need to take care of and get out of the floor. I am tired. Call this the crawler, creepy crawler, creeper, whatever, for getting underneath the vehicles and stuff. We're gonna put this up here in the ceiling. I'm gonna show you a quick and easy way of doing that. And also over here in the corner, I'm gonna have to speak up because I lost my microphones. I had a set of microphones so you could hear me. Sorry if you can't. I have some old countertops underneath here. Then I'm gonna dig out. And we're gonna take that and run them through the table saw, and we're gonna incorporate them back here in this corner. Get a shelf down there, and then we need to move this shelf right here down. We need to move this shelf down and get ready to go ahead and take care of our workbench. We're just gonna do a couple of things today. Honestly, low on funds, buying materials isn't cheap, so we're gonna try to use what we have. Let me go ahead and get the tools and stuff set up outside, and we'll start from there. All right, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this creeper and we're gonna lay it on a workbench. What we wanna do is measure the distance from a workbench to our wheels and leave just a little bit of clearance. So we're looking at right around 5 inches. So let's go ahead and get out. All right, so now we know that our height is 5 inches. We need to measure what our ceiling joist heights are, and those are 2x6, so those are 5.5. Plus we're gonna be using a 3.5-inch board. So we need 5 plus 5.5 plus 3.5. So we're gonna be, what's that, 14 inches. So we're gonna go 14 inches. We'll just go ahead and go 14.5 and allow ourselves a 1/2 inch at least. We're gonna go ahead and cut 4 of those. Now, anytime you're doing what I'm doing right here, what I'm doing is I'm taking the original board and remarking that so I don't have to pull out my tape measure. Don't cut one and then use it, cut one then use it, because you'll keep gaining on your measurement, and you'll find that boards are longer than you want them to be as you get down, especially if you do a bunch of them. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll write P on there so I know it's the pattern, so I know that's the one that I want to use constantly. All right, now that we have those cut, I need to go in and get a measurement of the width. I forgot to do that, so let me go ahead. All right, I went ahead and measured the width, and I added a little bit so we had space to get in there. So we have 21 inches. That's giving us some space. Plus we need, our boards are 3.5 inches wide. So we need to add for each one on each side. So that's gonna be 7 inches. So we're gonna be 28 inches. Let's cut 2 pieces of 28. got all our pieces cut. Let's get inside and put this together. All right, maybe you can see a little better now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take our long piece. We're gonna take our short ones and we're gonna square them up on the edges so we're flush from all the way around. We're gonna shoot with our nail gun. I always like to do a pattern of 5, 1 in each corner and then 1 in the center. Now I'm gonna let you know that if you're doing something that carries a lot of weight, I don't know if I'd recommend using a trim gun. This thing weighs maybe 3-5 pounds, but you know, if you're doing something that carries a lot of weight, you might want to use some bolts or screws or something like that. But this will do for what we need. And this is what you're going to wind up with in the end. Let's go ahead and put together our second one. Making sure that we keep our ends flush all the way around. That's going to keep us pretty much square. You know, we're not building a cabinet or something like that, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Or as my dad would say, we're not building a piano, son. We're not working for Steinway. Nail it and get her done. One for good measure. All right, let me get set up so you guys can see. All right, now that I got it set up here, we're going to go ahead and nail this up here. Now we need to measure off our foams so we make sure that we're at the same distance. Five and a quarter. Whoa. I need to show you guys what I was just standing on. This thing is older than 2 of me, and that's old. I don't exactly recommend using it as a ladder, and I don't think I'm going to do, well, I'm pretty certain I'm not going to do it again. Actually, I'm pretty sure I'll wind up doing it again, and I'll probably fall because I'm that stupid. Anyway, let's get set up and go ahead and get this thing up here. Hopefully you can see. Now we have our braces up here. I'm gonna go ahead and take this. See, I told you I'd wind up using it again. Now it's up in the air, out of our way. We don't have to deal with it anymore, trip over it, stuff like that. This idea works for a lot of different things. Actually, if you look up here, get my camera to come around, I have the same setup for my plywood, strips of plywood. It's actually It's just 2 pieces of plywood. Most of my trim, leftover trim and stuff like that, goes up here in the ceiling. I have some fishing pole holders on the side. I tell you guys, it don't take but a little bit to try to use every bit of space you have. A board here, a board there. You can use nails, screws to hang things on. You don't have to go buy expensive stuff. But now that we have that, camera gonna follow me. Got this up out of our way. Let me go ahead and get set up, and we'll start working on getting this corner over here. Let me dig these countertops out. Big pew set up. I've already measured these buckets that I have laying around. My camera, sorry about that, guys. I know that we need 16 inches to the bottom, so we're gonna go measure up 16 inches. Both sides here. We're gonna go ahead and nail our board there. Alright guys, now that we have our frame built, it's just a simple box. We just nailed everything to our studs and stuff. We cut down our countertop. What I did do though, if you look right here, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little step out. So I recessed back this frame. We're gonna go ahead and set in our top. I'm just going to go around and drill some holes down through and attach this to our braces. You know, if you were wanting to keep it smooth and stuff, you put some little corners in there and come up with screws from the bottom, but I'm not going to bore you with that stuff. Anyway, guys and gals, we didn't get a lot accomplished today. It's actually a little bit is better than none. Got our shelf in the corner. Actually, our buckets will slide under there. And now to get some of our stuff out of our way, we got the creeper up in the ceiling. Next time on this old dump, that's what I call it, an old dump, we'll get the drawers moved down. We're going to work on some shelves down at the bottom, get the air compressor moved over to the corner by the main power source. I also have some other countertops down here at the bottom. I need a little drawing station. If you've ever tried to draw on plywood that has humps and stuff in it, it don't work. So we're going to do a little slide out drawing station on the countertop, so we have a nice smooth top to draw on. If you like this kind of content, follow along, hit the like, leave a comment. Hey, I never said I was an expert carpenter. Some guys out there, gals out there that are better than me, you're gonna speak up and say, hey, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. Hey, I'm just a jack of all trades, master of none. Follow along, I appreciate it. Catch you guys on the next video. Thanks very much.